when it comes to lucid walking, the question on everyone's mind is what equipment do we need? Like, what equipment works? There's very much an opinion that there is the right bit kit, and your dog will just suddenly walk nicely for the rest of their life on lead. Unfortunately, that is not the way. The only way to get your dog walking nicely on lead is to train them. And it doesn't matter what bit of kit your dog's wearing, as long as you're training them to walk nicely whilst they're wearing it, then they'll walk nicely whilst they're wearing it. I personally like a harness with 2 points of attachment, so one on the back and then a chest clip on the front. I like that because it is impossible to train lucid walking 100% of the time, and I don't ask my clients to do anything that I can't do personally. As a dog trainer who has been in the industry for 10 years, I find it impossible to train for a full walk unless I am going out specifically to train that thing, and even then those trips are rarely longer than 15 minutes. So having the 2 points of attachment on a harness allows you to have a point where you attach the lead to, and it says the rules are relaxed. Doesn't necessarily mean you can pull, but the rules are relaxed. You don't have to be super focused on me. You don't have to be walking nicely and perfectly the whole time. The other point of attachment says now you must be working with me 100% of the time, nice and focused, lovely lucid walking, absolutely no pulling allowed. My dogs also wear a collar because the law in the UK still states that your ID tag, your dog's ID tag, should be attached to a collar. So purely to keep in line with the law, I still have a collar on my dogs for that reason. Here are some of the harnesses and the kit that I like, that I use with my own dogs, and that I'd be likely to recommend to clients. So there is Pumbaa's collar. It's just a boring Biothane one, nice and easy to wipe down. Doesn't rub him raw, had it for years, still looks absolutely fine. Trying to cover the tag so you don't see where I live. Yeah, absolutely fine. Here is the harness that Pumbaa wears. This is from Herta, and to be honest, I just love it because it's got a nice big handle, good, nice, strong harness. He's had this one for a little while, a little bit dirty. It doesn't wear the best, so you can see here it's starting to rub, and this is not an old harness. It's not a harness he spent hours and hours and hours in, so I'm not overly pleased about that, but I do love it. It's a nice jazzy harness. It wears well despite the fact that my dog is a clinical harness ruiner, and it comes with a lovely matchy lead, and this handle is one of the nicest handles I've ever had on a dog lead, and Pumbaa has been a struggle with his lucid walk-in, so that handle is really, really beneficial. Pumbaa also has a perfect fit harness. I love these because they come in 3 different pieces. That separates as well, but it's really fussy. So when one of your bits wears out, you simply go and buy another part of, like so if this bit wore out, I'd only have to go and buy this bit, and I can keep these 2 bits. So over time, I would imagine you end up paying less for your harnesses. However, these harnesses do loosen up quite a lot. They stretch as a dog wears them, so they aren't my favourite for very, very strong pullers. However, if you have a dog that doesn't like harnesses going over their heads, these are perfect because you can obviously unclip one of those and it goes round them rather than over their head and having to cause them any problems with their ears. Great for training a dog to wear a harness nicely. This absolute beast is by True Love. I bought this years ago. It's got a nice handle, it's got a back clip, and it's got a front clip. And Pumbaa is an absolute harness destroyer. You can see this has been well loved, but it cost me about £20 years ago. I think we're getting on like 5 years now, and you can see that it's still functional. I would still use it despite the fact that he has dragged it through bushes, through puddles, through all sorts. Well worth the money if you have a really, really strong puller. I really like these, and if you want a nice strong harness for not an awful amount of money, that's my go-to. Sonic has this gorgeous rough wear harness. So again, clip on the back, clip on the front. Comes in gorgeous, gorgeous colours. Really nice and tough. Sonic's not a particularly strong puller, but she will absolutely roll in stuff. And you can see besides the colour, and that's just because this needs a wash, it is almost completely brand new. I really like these, and if you are looking for a nice tough harness in some pretty colours, Roughwear are definitely for you. I have to do a shout out to Cloud9 collars for Sonic's collar. I ordered this, it's a custom make from Crufts last year, and the gems are all, again, it needs a wash. It's biothane, so it's really easy to wash, but the gems are all still in place, despite the fact that this is a dog that rolls in everything possible, is in the sea every other day. And I really like as well that the gems don't like stick into the dog. They're really nice and smooth. It is on my to-do list to buy a nice shiny gemmy collar for a Pumba dog. I'm going to also chat about head collars. I think head collars are fantastic if you have a safety concern with your dog. If your dog can pull you over and knows it, then these can keep you safe. Sonic went through a phase where she would try and jump into the road to jump in puddles or like chase a leaf. And when 20 kilos of dog is dragging my not 5 foot tall body, it was not entirely safe. So that's when a head collar came out. And this is a bit like a halter for a horse. I will not use a head collar unless I'm using a double-ended lead, and the lead is attached to the head collar but also to the dog's collar or the dog's harness. This has a little strap on it that just connects to a collar, so even if they slipped off of this, you're still attached to the dog there. I don't use these to teach loose lead walking. I use these to keep the human safe. They come in all sorts of different styles. As you can see, I do like buying my dogs nice shiny things. So this one attaches behind the dog's ears. So this is where dog's nose is that way. Ears are up here. And it attaches behind there. Whereas this one attaches underneath the chin. So again, ears there, nose there. And you attach the clip on this one, I think there or there. And then on this one, you attach the lead there. So it just depends where your point of attachment is. Like I said, don't use these to train loose lead walking, but do use them as a setting to keep handler and dog safe as necessary.